On a grey, gloomy July day, I've come down the river to do a bit of crayfishing. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now, I caught crayfish in this spot last season. I've done alright. It's a pretty popular part of the river. Quite a few people make their way to this area, but I've done alright, so I've decided to come back and try again. I've got Woolworth's herb and garlic sausages for bait. I left them in the freezer, the fridge, a little bit too long and they went out of date. So I'm going to have to tie them into bait bombs, or tie bait bombs into the net and stuff them into the bait bombs and use them for bait. And I've also got a yellow belly head. I've got 6 nets in the car. I'm only allowed to use 5 of them, and I've probably got enough bait for 3 or 4 of them. Anyway, let's bait up some nets and get them in, see if we can catch a crayfish. I can break that. They're a little bit frozen, but not too frozen, so I'll just break them up. Release some of that scent. I thought I'd get 3 in there. I'll just stuff it right in, I might. Gee whiz, they're on the nose. Ooh. I need to be very careful here because these clay banks can be quite slippery after the rain. Right, net number 1 is the yellow belly head net. They can just go out here. Net number 2, the wire bottom net. I like these nets, these are great. These are better for throwing from the bank. And it's got some of the herb and garlic sausages in it. You can go way up there if the cord's long enough. That ought to do. Right, net number 3, another sausage net. You can go here. Hopefully that bait bomb doesn't float and cause the net to get tangled on the way down. Now, where to put net number 4? Alright, net number 4 I'm going to put in off this high bank. Just get some gum leaves out of it. I can see a big tree stump in the water just out there, so hopefully it's deep enough out here and hopefully I don't get snagged. These bait bombs are just absolutely fantastic. You can stuff, fish guts or offcuts and bits and pieces, in this case sausages, things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to tie into the net. You can stuff them in. The downside to them though is that if you get them snagged and you lose the net, it becomes a little bit costly. Anyway, let's throw that way out from up here. I always pull on the net like that just to pull the top rings up and help prevent tangling. Let's see how that goes. Right, it's 2:30. It was 2:15 when I got back to my car after setting the last nets. I reckon these must have been in for a good 25 minutes or more. Righto. Net number 1. Here we go. Hopefully not snagged. It feels heavy. I reckon there's one in here. No, I'm just not used to it. Got to get my eye in. I've got to get my eye in. I haven't been craying for a little while, so cut me some slack. What about the sausage net? Feels light. There's nothing in this one. I could tell straight away with that. I'm not off to a very good start. Righto, net number 3 and nothing. Oh, that's not good. That hurts. Can net number 4 save the round? Not very deep there. Nope. Nothing. Just snagged on that lip. This hasn't started very well, has it? Oh well. Give them another soak and see what happens. Right, I might go for a drive with my camera and come back in an hour or so, and hopefully by leaving them in a bit longer, I might have a bit more luck next time. I'm off to a terrible start. Righto, the moment of truth. It's been an hour. It's been a full hour since I checked these nets last. I miscalled this before. I said it was heavy. You're not going to say anything this time. Gonna say, but it certainly feels heavy. Beauty! I'm on the board. Look at that. No eggs. It might almost be a legal crayfish, but it's only got one really short claw. It is a legal crayfish. There you go. Well, there you go. I'm on the board, my first crayfish. And it's a legal one, but it's only got one short claw and one big claw. I think I'll call this one the clock. The little hand is pointing at the 1 and the big hand is pointing at the 6. So it's 6:30. No, it's not. It's 1:30. I'll get a photo of it and then put it back. There he goes. I forgot to film the release. I was getting photos of him going backwards down the hill there and I forgot to film the release. But you got to see the last bit of him going back. Right, I'm on the board. I'm on the board with the clock. What about net number 2? When I was picking it up, I was thinking it felt heavy. This doesn't. This feels really light. Wow. Maybe they don't like garlic sausages. That other one was caught on the... I'll throw that out a bit further if I can, without throwing myself in. That other one was caught on the yellow belly head. Well, I've only got one, but it was a legal one. But I'm not keeping any today. I'm just hoping to find a good spot for when Shaheel comes up next Saturday or next Sunday or whatever it is. Alright, number 3. It's a bit dodgy walking along this clay bank. Righto, what's the call? Yep, there's one in here, I reckon. No, it's tangled. There could still be one in it even if it's tangled. I was a bit worried about that tangling when I threw it in with that bait bomb. Oops. It's always a good idea to put a couple of sinkers in the bait bomb, just to help them, just to help prevent that tangling. Oh, one more net to check. I think if there's nothing in this net, I might take it somewhere else and just try a different spot. And it doesn't feel very heavy. I'm sure there's a crayfish in it. I've got to be careful to get it up here. That might even be a legal cray, you know. No, I think he's undersized. Now that he's getting a bit closer. Oh, he'd be close. I left my measurer up on the high bank. Pretty sure he's under. My measurer is in that bucket up there. I won't worry about it, I'm throwing it back anyway. I reckon it's undersized, but only just. I reckon it's probably about 90 to 95 mils from its carapace to its eye. Alright, no eggs. Oh, I'll just lob him back. See you later, mate. Well, I've got 2. I've got the daily double. Right, well that's 2 on the board. It's currently 3:40. I checked them at 3:30. It's taken me about 10 minutes to check them and walk along the bank. I'll check them again at 4:30. I've only caught the 2. It's a bit slow. This is quite a popular crayfishing area. There's people here most weekends. In fact, in the hour that I left them in, 2 4-wheel drives pulled up on that bend down there and they've already got cray nets in. So it is an area that does get crayfished quite a bit. It could be just that they're slow, that it's not on the bite for whatever reason. Who knows? Maybe the last check just before dark I might catch heaps. There's so many unknowns. All I know is that if I haven't got a net in the water, I haven't got a chance. Anyway, let's wait an hour and then come and check them again. Righto, the second last check. It's been 50 minutes since I checked them last. Currently sitting on a grand total of 2. It's been very quiet. Rightio. Come on, crayfish. Oh, it feels heavy again. No, it's a heavy net, this one. It's got a yellow belly head for bait. Caught me out once before. It must be just heavy. I took that head out of the freezer today. Actually, I'll check the other one first. Don't you hate it when you go to get something out of the freezer and then you see people in there that you don't even know? Right. What about this net? It feels very light again. Maybe one little one if I'm lucky. Yes. Actually, not even little, it's huge. You beauty, I finally got a monster. No doubt it'll have eggs, if not it'll be oversized. Did I called that wrong? Wow. I'm gonna get a good photo of this one. Look at the size of that. That is enormous. I'll get a rough measurement. Well, I'll get a rough measurement here. That's the maximum, certainly oversized. It's about 130, 135. I've caught them a bit bigger. It's not the biggest I've ever caught, but it's still quite a big cray. I've got a whole heap of, what's that, a walk back in I think. I've got a whole heap of photos of her. Hopefully I've got one good enough to use as a thumbnail. You're almost there. See you later, love. Awesome. Righto, and that's going to go back in for the last soak. Current time is about 4:30, so I'll check them just before it gets too dark. Righto, the twilight soak. Well, this is the only net of the 4 nets that hasn't caught a crayfish. What about now? Oh, it's got one now, a little one. So they've all caught one each. That's a little undersizer. There you go. Right. I've caught 4 crays in 4 nets. 1 in each net. Right, net number 4. If there's nothing in here, I might just try up there a bit. Let's see how we go. Feels heavy. That's because there's 2 little ones. Maybe I'll leave it here. It's the only net that's caught 2. The daily double. They're not, they're both undersized, but I caught 2. Right, they're both undersized. That's about the size of an enormous big yabby. You can go back out there. That's bigger than a big yabby, but smaller than a legal crayfish. Just like to check to make sure they've got no eggs before I just lob them back in. If they've got eggs, I like to just go down closer to the water and release them a bit more gently. Right, so what's that, 6? I'll leave this one right where it is, I think. Because it's doing alright. Now I'll pull it tight to lift the top hoop up so that it hopefully sits down nice and flat. Right, I'll be back when it's getting dark. If there's one thing that I'm really regretting, that's forgetting my time-lapse camera. I got it out, I thought, oh, it's probably got enough power, but I'll just put it on the charger for a little while just to top it up a bit before I go out. And guess where it is? It's still on the charger. Right about now is where I normally insert the time-lapse. And I reckon it would have been pretty cool with this sort of misty fog, low cloud just moving over. Anyway, we'll just have to imagine it. Well, it's 5:15. It's just starting to get a little bit dark. I'll come and check these nets now because I've got to take the bait out of them as I go. So it'll take me a bit longer to check them this time. They've been in, I think, about 45 minutes or so, which is, you know, plenty long enough. Should be anyway. Current tally is 6 with 1 legal one. Can I end up with 10? Can I make it to double figures? I got 9 in one net once many years ago at Lake Moala with my dad. I was going to say it feels heavy. I'm glad I didn't. This net's caught me out a couple of times already today. Oh, that just popped out. Wonder what happened there. My knot must have come undone. Oh, that'll speed things up a bit. Well, this is the net that caught the monster crayfish before. What's the call? Well, it's pretty light. Maybe one little one, but I don't think anything. No, nothing. The twilight soak hasn't worked. Walking up and down this bank's getting to be a pain. I need a lift. In England, they call it a lift. In America, they call it an elevator. I guess we're all raised differently. And nothing. Oh, again nothing. Gee whiz. Oh, I've caught 6 crays, and 3 of them have come from this net. This has certainly been the net of the day. Doesn't feel as heavy this time. I've got one. Oh, it's a nice one too, big one. It should feel heavy. There's an enormous crayfish in it. I've got 7, including this big one. Definitely another oversized cray. Wow! I left my measurer in the car. It's got no eggs either. That makes me so happy. It's just so important that people do the right thing with crayfishing. And there's been a lot of people down here crayfishing. I can guarantee I'm not the first person to catch this crayfish this season. Would you look at the size of that? That is a thing of beauty. Awesome. I know a lot of people would be tempted to keep that, but you just can't. There's more and more people crayfishing these days than ever before, and it's so important that we do the right thing and put the oversized ones back. I haven't measured it, but I can tell it's well oversized. All right, big fella. See you later, mate. What an awesome way to end the day. I'm sorry if my hair's a bit funky. I've been wearing a beanie all afternoon in between checking the nets. I've got beanie hair. Folks, I've had a blast. I only caught 7, 2 oversized, 1 legal one that I chose to put back, and a few small ones. I've had so much fun here today. Thank you all very much for watching.